Storytime friends. We're back. We're back for more stories. I'm super excited. And it's almost time. We're going to wait for some of our friends to join us. What should we do while we're waiting? I think maybe we could get some wiggles out. I mean, it's a good idea before we sit down and listen to stories. What should we start wiggling now? How about our noses? Can you wiggle your nose? I don't. Can you wiggle your nose without using your fingers? That's more like wiggling my mouth. How about our ears? Can you wiggle your ears? I definitely cannot wiggle my ears without using my hands. Can you? I can't. Let's wiggle our hands next. We can wiggle our fingers and our whole hands, and then we can wiggle our whole arms, and we could wiggle our head, and we could wiggle one leg at a time, and we could wiggle our whole bodies. Are we almost ready for stories? How about running in place? Run really fast. Run, run, run. But don't go anywhere. I mean, you just have to run in place. And then marching slowly with high legs. Shall we march and count to 10 while we're waiting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, one more whole body wiggle. Ready? Wiggle fast, wiggle fast, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Are we ready for stories? I think it's time to start. Shall we start with our song? Do you remember we start with clapping? We'll clap and sing hello. Let's clap and sing hello. With our friends at story time, let's clap and sing hello. What's next, friends? Do you remember? Let's stomp and sing hello. Let's stomp and sing hello. With our friends at story time, we'll stomp and sing hello. And next, we're just gonna wave. Let's wave and sing hello. Let's wave and sing hello. With our friends at story time, we'll wave and sing hello. Hi, friends. How about let's just sing together? Are you ready? Let's sing and say hello. We'll sing and say hello. With our friends at story time, let's sing and say hello. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm so happy to share stories with you. How was your week? Did you do anything fun? This is such a fun time of year, right? Because Christmas is coming, and some of us are going to get a break from school. As we get closer to the end of December, there's a lot to look forward to. Did you know one of the things that's coming up is the shortest day of the year, or they also call it the longest night? What do I mean by that? Well, in the wintertime, did you notice how when it's light out, that's like a shorter time of the day? It gets shorter and shorter, and pretty soon you're eating breakfast in the dark. Well, coming up in 4 days, that's when we have the shortest daylight day and the longest nighttime of the whole year. That's kind of cool, isn't it? It's called winter solstice, and it's happening in 4 days, right before Christmas. So, our stories today are about winter, long nights, and of course, Christmas time. And our first story is called When It Snows. It's kind of a magical imagination story. I think you'll like it. Look at that cool picture in the, oops, sorry. I gotta always figure out which way to go. When it snows. When it snows, all the cars are stuck and the train disappears. Do you guys see the train? So I follow footprints. Do you guys see the footprints? Until I find a new way to get around. What is that they're writing? Oh my goodness, they have great imaginations. I play for the rest of the way. What are those kids doing? So much fun to be had playing in the snow. To the place where the snowmen live. Does anyone at your house like to build a snowman? And when the sun sinks, I follow a bright light into the dark. Do you guys see the moon up there too? It leads me through the gloomy forest, where I meet the Queen of the Poles. Is that like the North Pole and the South Pole? I think so. She takes me to a secret place. Oh, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? With tiny fairies that glow. I see thousands of elves. And other magical creatures. What does that look like, friends? Maybe a reindeer, huh? That's a very big reindeer. And I can go there every day. Who does that look like, friends? Is that Santa? On that giant reindeer? Because my favorite book takes me there. Do books take you to fun places, friends? I think so. The end. What did you think of that one? I thought it was a great story about wintertime and books and fun things to do on winter days. Okay, next I have a story that's going to tell us more about the shortest day and celebrating winter solstice. Remember I said it was called winter solstice, the shortest day of the year? And in the summer, do we have a longest day celebration called summer solstice? That's right. Today we're going to do winter solstice. In late autumn, in the northern part of the world, squirrels hide nuts, foxes grow thick fur coats, and flocks of birds fly to warmer places. The sun rises later each morning and sets earlier each evening, and the day appears lower, each day it appears lower in the southern sky. See how the sun is getting lower and lower? As the sun gets lower and lower, the north gets less and less daylight, and it gets colder. Chickadees fluff their feathers to keep warm, woodchucks hibernate in their burrows, and white-tailed deer nuzzle through the snow to find the last blades of grass. On short winter days, children bundle in warm clothes and walk through a frosty white world, dragging long shadows behind them. On long winter nights, families eat dinner while it's dark outside. Children wonder when the days will get long again, so they can play outside after dinner like they did in the summertime. In the north, can you guys see that? On or around December 21st, that's in 4 days, friends, the sun reaches its lowest point on the horizon, making that day the shortest day of the year. Like all days, December 21st has 24 hours, but it's called the shortest day because it has the fewest hours of daylight. The shortest day, called winter solstice, is the beginning of winter. And in some places, winter means cold, nose-nipping weather. The earth tilts as it moves around the sun when the northern part of the earth tilts away from the sun. The north gets less heat and light than the southern part. Okay, long ago, people didn't understand how the earth tilts and moves around the sun. They didn't understand why each day had less sunshine than the day before. Some believed that evil spirits made the sun go away. People feared that the sun wouldn't shine with them anymore, making their world cold and dreary and dark. They needed the sun's warmth and light. So did their plants, which they needed for food. And they held ceremonies that lasted for weeks to persuade their gods to bring the sun back. Over the years, people noticed after short days, the days gradually got longer, and joyous people bathed in the sun's warm light, and they celebrated their harvests. About 5,000 years ago, people who studied the sky noticed that day after day, the sun set in different places in the western horizon. They discovered that when the sun set farthest south, that was the shortest day. These early astronomers planned to mark the shortest day. Then each year, people would know when the days would start getting longer again. On the day when the sun reached its southernmost point on the horizon, the astronomers carried out their plan. Workers stacked stones to frame the setting sun. They made a special opening like a keyhole or the eye of a needle. When the sun's setting rays beamed through that opening, people knew the shortest day was over. Days gradually got longer for the next 6 months. When the sun appeared farthest to the north, its rays shone through another keyhole, and then people knew that was the longest day of the year and the first day of summer. In China, over 3,000 years ago, astronomers measured shadows to determine the shortest day. The longest shadows appeared on the shortest day because the sun was at its lowest point in the sky. They knew that as the sun appeared higher in the sky, the shadows would get shorter and the days would get longer. Over 2,000 years ago, the Romans celebrated the shortest day with festivals and merrymaking. They gave evergreen branches to friends as a sign of good luck. Evergreen wreaths decorated their doors. Since these plants stayed green when others turned brown, they reminded the Romans of the coming spring. Mistletoe and holly hung in their homes because plants that survived the harsh winter were symbols of life. Many people believed these plants would bring strength to their families. Over 1,000 years ago, Europeans celebrated the winter solstice. Druid priests of England and Ireland decorated oak trees with golden apples and candles to represent harvest and light. In Sweden, a festival of light celebrated the return of longer days. On St. Lucia's Day, girls wore crowns of evergreens and candles to rekindle the sun's fire as they delivered warm buns to family and friends. Boys went from door to door singing to the neighbors for a few coins. Around the same time in history, the Incas of Peru marked the shortest day with a festival in honor of the sun. At dawn, when the sun first appeared, shouts of happiness rang out. Then the Incas used a shiny surface to reflect the sun rays into fluffy, dry cotton. The sun heated the cotton and made it burst into flames. They carried the fire to their temples and kept it burning on the altars all year because it came from one of their gods of the sun. Today, people still celebrate the beginning of winter by decorating their houses, lighting the darkness, gathering together, and exchanging gifts. They no longer worry that the sun will disappear forever. People know that the days get colder when their part of the earth tilts away from the sun, and they know the days get shorter when the sun appears lower in the sky. People celebrate the shortest day because longer days follow. Flocks of birds will return, seedling oak trees will sprout, and children will play outside after dinner. For more than 5,000 years, people have welcomed the winter solstice because it's like a new beginning. So here's some pictures, just for fun, friends. So see how this little line, I don't know if can you guys see that line where the earth is tilted this way? And even when it's on this side, it still tilts the same way. So In the summertime, for us people that live up on the north, when the earth is tilted toward the sun, our days are longer and it's warmer. And in the wintertime, when we're sort of tilted away, then our days are shorter and it's colder outside. That's kind of a cool, interesting book. Did you think so, friends? I like how ancient peoples made discoveries and learned about the world around them. And they did it in different ways because they didn't all live in the same place, but they each had a unique way of learning about their earth and about celebrating together the wonderful things in it. So, I have a fun rhyme. And it's about reindeer because it's almost Christmas. Right after our shortest day comes a really fun celebration. And it involves some counting, so I'm hoping that I'll have some helpers. You're going to need 5 fingers for 5 little reindeer playing in the snow. Are you ready? 5 little reindeer playing in the snow, and the first one said, can you wiggle that thumb? Let's go and go and go. And the second one said, there's this finger, I see snowflakes in the air. And the third one said, wiggle that middle finger. Isn't Christmas time fun? No, wait, that's not what the third one said. The third one said, but Santa won't care. The fourth one said, this one said, isn't Christmas time fun? And the fifth one said, let's run, 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 run. Okay, and ooh went the wind, and out went the light, and Santa and his reindeer flew out of sight. Should we do it one more time? Especially since I got confused. I think one more time would be good. 5 little reindeer playing in the snow. Ready? Wiggle the thumb. That's the first one. He said, let's go, go, go. And the second one said, I see snowflakes in the air. That's this one. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And the third one said, but Santa won't care. And the fourth one said, are you wiggling this finger? Isn't Christmas time fun? And the fifth one said, wiggle that pinky finger. Let's run, 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 run. And whoo went the wind, and out went the light, and Santa and his reindeer flew out of sight. Good job, friends. That was fun. Okay, last story is a Christmas story about Bear. Bear stays up for Christmas. It's kind of hard to stay up at night when it's dark outside, isn't it? Okay, here we go. The day before Christmas, snuggled on his floor, Bear sleeps soundly with a great big snore. Dear Bear, get up, Mouse shouts in his ear. We won't let you sleep through Christmas this year. His friends are all there, gathered in his lair, and the bear wakes up. He stands with a stretch and a great big sigh. I hope I can make it. I do want to try. Don't worry, squeaks Mouse. Hare says, it's all right. We'll keep you busy all day and all night. He tries to lie down, but his friends all frown, so the bear stays up. Come on, says Badger, time to follow me. In the Pine Grove Glen, there's a fine Christmas tree. So they stomp through the woods and they tromp down the track. They hoist up the tree onto Bear's back. He plods very slow as they trudge through the snow, but Bear stays up. Back at the cave, Gopher brews mint tea, and Mole pops corn to string upon the tree. Raven and Wren bake fresh fruit cake. The friends do their best to keep Bear awake. His shoulders start to stoop, and his eyelids droop, but the bear stays up. Uh-oh. They hang up their stockings by warm firelight and hum Christmas songs like "O Holy Night." They cuddle and sing as they wait for the sun. But soon, all the voices just fade into one. A bright star glows while his good friends doze, but the bear stays up. Bear giggles and grins. He works and he raps, he bustles and bakes while everyone naps. He piles up presents under the tree. But who's at the doorway? Bear doesn't see. He toils all night until the sun rises, making his friends their Christmas surprises. Just before dawn, he lets out a yawn, but he still stays up. When Christmas arrives, so lovely and white, Bear's friends awake to a glorious sight. Presents and goodies are piled up tall. I stayed up, says Bear, just to share with you all. As his friends shout with glee, Bear lies by the tree, but he still stays up. Wren flies to the stockings and tweets out a cheer. Besides our bear's presents, Santa was here. When all gifts are opened, there's one last surprise. Badger shows Bear a quilt, just his size. Bear snuggles up tight and mutters, "Good night." Then Bear falls asleep. His friends tidy up and slip from the lair. They whisper, "Sweet dreams. Merry Christmas, dear Bear." What did you think, friends? I'm curious which one was your favorite. That's a really hard one this time. I don't know which one I liked the best. Do you have a favorite? Okay, so I think it's time for our art project. Shall we see what Miss Carol has for us? I think it's a fun one this time. So, winter solstice, it says, and it looks like there's two different projects. One is a lantern, and the other one is a Christmas ornament. And Carol says, "Make a wish on the first star you see tonight." So, the first one is a lantern. I don't know if you guys can see these. These are paper lanterns, and we light them with battery-operated lights only. Yes. So, I'll show you how to make one. First thing you need is a paper bag, and it can be any color. And then you cut off the top. See how Miss Carol cut the top to make it look kind of nice? And you can do any kind of shape that you want. And then you need a hole puncher. Do you guys have one of these? And you punch holes in your bag to let the light through. And then you can decorate it. You could decorate first and punch holes after. That might be even easier because then you wouldn't have to decorate around the holes. And then when you're done, you need a battery-operated light. No candles, no real candles, because that would be bad because paper burns. And we never, ever touch fire without grown-ups. So Miss Carol has some battery lights that look like this. And we put that in there. And then I don't know if you guys can see it's kind of a lantern. Anyway, it's really fun, and I think you guys would like to make one of those. The other one is an ornament for your tree or to hang up around your house. And Miss Carol has some that look like these ones. These are really pretty. You can make all different kinds of colors. So first you'll need some paper, and you'll need your hole puncher again to make confetti. Confetti is the holes. So when you punch them out and you open up your hole puncher, what comes out is all these little pieces, and these are super fun. So you decorate your ornament, whatever shape you want your ornament to be, and you decorate it, and then you glue all these little pieces onto your ornament. And you leave a hole or put a hole in the top of your ornament and tie a string so that you can hang it from your tree or from your doorknob for your bedroom or wherever it is that you want to decorate. So I really hope you enjoyed story time this morning, friends. I really am so happy I got to be here. And I want to remind you that next week is Christmas Eve. So there's no story time. But the week after is New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, that's exciting. And we will have a guest storyteller who might tell us what New Year's Eve is all about. Okay, we'll see you soon, friends. Thanks for joining us today.